Well. Good evening, John.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. What the fuck are you doing? What kind of way is this to introduce a show?
Just showing you how relaxed I am. Hi, John.
Fucking hell. Sometimes I wonder, what the fuck am I doing here?
You love me, really, don't you?
No, I don't.
Well, Shalini's agreed with you. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Thursday night, 9 p.m, Chasing Dissent After Dark. And John, could you introduce it properly, please?
No, I don't introduce After Dark.
I'll do it then. Good evening, one and all. Welcome to Chasing Dissent After Dark with me, the man in the South Coast studio, and with John, the man formerly in the van, now hunkering in the bunker, and of course with the man in the corner himself, Mr. Adam. How are you doing, Adam?
I'm good, thank you.
So Vaughan says, Ben, you look cool.
Yeah, if looking cool is fucking standing behind the fucking bike sheds at school.
Evening,
really
John.
Cool.
Evening, John.
Really cool.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, so good evening, Rebecca. Good evening, Shalini. Good evening, Militant Mushroom. Good evening, Vaughan. Good evening, whatever platform you are watching on. It is good to see and hear from you. I hope you are all well. And I hope you watched this afternoon show, because it was a good one, wasn't it, John?
Can't remember that far back, mate. I'm channeling my inner Biden.
I was going to say, is the Alzheimer's kicking in, John?
No, not yet.
Have we got...
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Have we got to get that plane ticket that I had saved for my nan to Switzerland? Do you need it?
No, not yet. Yet.
Is it not time?
Joe's in front of me in the queue there.
Joe is in front of you in the queue there. But what are we doing here tonight, John? You hammed it up earlier on. You said, "Come along, people."
Well, you know what, and we don't like we don't like going off half-cocked, do we?
No, we do not. And do you know what? We also don't want to attack anybody.
We don't. But we don't like to see people possibly getting taken advantage of either. So what we like to do is we like to make sure that we've got a fair playing field.
Yeah.
And we've done the best that we can to kind of ensure that the playing field that we're about to expose is indeed fair.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not convinced it is. And we're not convinced it's actually legal. That's the problem.
And I think we're pretty sure at this point that it isn't.
Yeah, it does look that way, which is quite bad, because I think the intentions are well-meaning. But hey, you never can tell these days, can you?
No, you can't. And you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what side of any political argument or any fence that you sit on. We try to sit on that fence, you know, and you can go at us for that if you'd like.
Well, I disagree. I don't think we sit on a fence. I think what we do is we report impartially and without favour. We
try to anyway, don't we?
That's
we
not quite the same as sitting on a fence, because there are times when we will go at people if they've been incredibly stupid and done things that are wrong.
No, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, I think this could be one of those situations. I think we need to deep dive. We need to look into what's going on here, and we need to try and work it out, right?
We've reached out to the chap and he hasn't come back to us.
No, we have, and we're trying to ask some questions, and so far we've not been able to. But
unlike him, we're going to tell you all about it in the next hour.
Well, we're going to try anyway. We're going to try. So, John.
Yeah.
What's going on then?
Right. So, this all started when a certain Emmerdale or ex-Emmerdale actor decided to start teasing us, didn't it?
Yeah.
So he teased us that something big was going to drop, and he made that tweet way back in, 12th of September?
It was about 10 days ago at this point.
Yeah, it was 10 days ago. He said, in a week's time it's going to drop, because I can't drop it this week, because obviously it'll just get buried in the Queen's funeral and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's come back again and put it off again. He came back yesterday, which was 9 days, which is more than a week. and apparently it's still not ready to drop. And then he came back this morning and said that his source was buzzing. Well, I tell you who's not buzzing, John. We're not buzzing because we're fed up. and that does seem to be a bit of the responses to his tweets are starting to get a bit frustrated. How much longer, skeletons waiting and things like that. So really, we wouldn't have bothered doing anything. And then somebody mentioned somewhere in the thingy that they didn't think your charity was right, and we started looking at it.
Yeah,
and we can't actually find a charity.
No, we can't. And this is what concerns me, because he is trying to raise £1 million. So it's no small chunk of change. I believe it's on Just Giving. He's trying to raise £1 million for what he calls a charity. He's been on GB News and spoken about his charity.
With Mark Stein?
With Mark Stein, and I believe also with the one with glasses, whatever his name is. But this is his charity. When you go to the website, Adam's got it on the screen there. It says coming soon, and there's a hotline. This is John Bow Shalini. We're talking about John Bow. And you go to his website, which is what's that web address, Adam?
The website is vaxinjuredcharity.info.
Yeah.
And it's just a picture. There's nothing to click on. It'll just a web, well, not a web address. There's just a thing saying the helpline opens on the 18th of August. A phone number, and calls will be charged at standard rates.
So, from what I understand, the phone line did open.
Okay.
There is a number there, but that is all we've got here. So it's called like the Vaccine Injured Charity Organisation or something along those lines. He called it COVID.
So it appears that we are indeed temporarily blocked on Facebook.
Okay, that's very
interesting. It says it looks like you were misusing this feature by going too fast.
What?
I have no idea what they mean. You've been temporarily blocked from using it. If you think this doesn't go against our community standards, let us know. Well, if your community standards are not to let people fucking use Facebook, then of course it goes against your community standards, you fucking retards.
Give him an appeal. Give him an appeal. Give him. I mean, this is what's happening live right now.
Don't know what to say.
I can tell you, my streaming software over here says Facebook is streaming our show. So
yeah, and it says it is. It just keeps popping up with this fucking thing saying you're going too fast. You're going too fast for us.
I mean, that's very interesting. You're going too fast.
What do they mean by going too fast?
Don't know.
I mean, you're supposed to be at second base by now, and you're already trying to get onto fourth. Is what they're trying to say?
They've arrived!
Yeah, I've already arrived here.
Where are you in the grand scheme of things? I've arrived. Right, anyway, back to Mr. Bull. So it appears he's already raised a certain amount of cash.
The Just Giving says, and Adam, if you could grab it up, the Just Giving says that he's raised £12,000 at this point, or something along those lines.
Let's have a look.
And so you've got it there?
Yes, I have. We're raising. Is that £1 million? It is to help fund
the right. So this is where things start to get a bit legal-ish, okay? Yeah. Because it says there we're raising £1 million to help fund the setting up of the charity, right? Yeah. Now, you can't do that. Not legally.
No, we've been looking into this all day.
Yeah, you can't raise money to set up a charity. You can set up a charity and then raise money for the who's going to be the beneficiary of that charity. But you can't do what he's setting out to do here because there isn't a charity to donate to.
And it's not just that. When he's campaigning, when he's going on places like GB News, he's representing that this charity exists.
Yeah, and it doesn't exist.
No.
There's no registered charity on the government website, and there's no company associated with it.
No.
I think he's giving the game away with that picture as well. That looks like a holiday villa in Greece, doesn't it?
A vineyard.
No, we're not making any accusations. We're not making any allegations. What we're trying to do is get to the bottom of things. And the Chasing Dissent press account did send John a tweet asking him to get in contact with us. And we didn't want to publicly say what was going on here. We wanted to give him the right to reply in private, obviously, before we did this. And
John, that still extends to you. You can come on any time and defend the position. Our position may well be erroneous. Things may have changed, and websites aren't up to date yet. But as far as we can make out,
there's no charity.
There is no charity, and therefore, anyone donating to you is not donating to a charity.
Yeah,
and that's the part. That's the part that really starts to get a bit, wrapped up in the legalese of it.
Yeah, and it worries me and it bothers me, right?
Yeah.
Because also, I've had a look, you've had a look, we've been looking all day to try and see if there's some sort of paper trail as to where the £12,000 that's already been donated is going. And it doesn't seem to exist. All we know is that a phone line has been set up, a phone line that you are charging people standard rate to call to. So, yeah. I'm at a loss here, John.
Yeah. Do we know who is manning that phone call? Phone line?
We don't. What have you got there, Adam? Could you read that to us?
Yep, it says the helpline has been up and running over a month now. Some days we've had hundreds of calls, other days just a few. Sadly, it is difficult for us to advertise our presence. We're working on that and making inroads on the government in an effort to make them understand and admit what is really needed. The situation is only going to get worse. Action is needed. These people need to be acknowledged and help. Thank you, John. And that was 7 days ago.
So, Dark Spy says, are you going to call the number on the show?
But it's only open till 5 o'clock.
So it's only open, so it's not open.
We could certainly do that tomorrow, couldn't we?
We could do it in the afternoon show.
Yeah.
But my point is, there has been £12,000 raised in the last 3 months. I think this Just Giving account has been open for. He's trying to raise $1 million, and
it's not an inconsiderable sum.
It's not. I mean, we need to be, we need to make sure that if people are representing something like this to people who have hope, because remember, this is hopium at the end of the day. When we can't, Rebecca, so we might have to do it tomorrow afternoon. But this
Number shot.
Yeah, this is hopium. Mr. Bow makes these statements. He's been dropping these teases on Twitter. He strings people along. And then we're seeing comments of people pushing back and saying this is just to get more donations, isn't it? This is to get more likes. This is to get more retweets. And
let's be fair. I mean, John has made no what would you call it? There's been no hesitation on his part saying he is broke.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't know where his money's coming from. He's got a small pension, and he was even detailing how little he had in his bank account, which is, that's entirely up to him. But this is separate from John as an individual, because this is fundraising and under the guise of a charity, which doesn't exist, and that is really problematical in the eyes of the law, because some could say it's tantamount to fraud.
Well, you know what, the mission that John is purporting to be raising money for is, in fact, in my opinion, a noble and necessary one, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, if you believe what he's saying, everything seems to be well-meaning, but well-meaning doesn't get you off in the eyes of the law.
Well, this is it, and my issue is this: there are people, like I said, that have donated up to £12,000 at this point, and that's just through that one link, by the way. We don't know if money's coming in from any other sources. We don't know if money's coming in any other way. And they don't know where their money's gone. There's no trail of it at all. Now, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going into a holding account. I don't know if it's in some kind of escrow. You know, there's no transparency here, and this is what charities and things are designed to do. They're designed to set up, and then they're transparent so as people can see where the money is and what is going on. And yeah, okay, I mean, I'm not going to mention Uncle Tom's charity that paid his daughter God knows how much as a CEO, but you know, there are ways and means of people taking money out of charities always, but that's another story. But when there's no charity at all, then there's no controls.
So what I want to know is this. Can we have a look at what the law is around purporting to raise money for a charity that doesn't exist? Can we look that up? Can we see what the law is? What the law entails? Because, and I think I'm safe in saying that this registered charitable organisation does not exist. We have been looking for it all day. We have looked on the register, haven't we, John? There's no registered charity number. But
yeah, there's nothing to be found. The only thing we've found is John Harbour Productions or something.
John Bow Productions. Sorry, I had it here.
No, it's something Harbour. It's John, or it's Bow Harbour or something.
Yeah, so John owned a production company.
Yeah, and he's a director, and his wife is a director, and he had two other directors. Two of those directors have resigned. Him and his wife are still active directors. It's Bow Harbour Productions Limited. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And it's moved to strike off, so they're trying to dissolve this company.
Yeah, so their company has ground to a halt. It's coming to a close. Their assets in the bank are minimal at best. Yeah. And they are trying their best to wash their hands with it, so to speak.
Yeah, but that's not involved in this. So but that's the only company we can find where John is a director.
Yeah, and I think I have to preface this once again whilst Adam is having a look through here. We support the cause that John is purporting to be raising money for, and for the people he's obviously intending maybe to help. So the people that are injured by the treats and other things, I think those people do need help. I think those people have been ignored. I think those people are being thrown under a bus, so to speak. But this bothers me. This worries me. And other people have, over the past several weeks, it would seem, asked the same question over and over again to John. And there's never a response. There's never a response.
Here we go, Ben.
Right.
You have to use the Register of Charities, and your charity needs to let them know the details of the trustees of that charity, the charity's name, and the governing document, which is what does the charity do, how does it operate, who's it going to benefit, things like that. There's a lot in that governing document, and it's got a YouTube video earlier on in this page about that, and it also says what are the charity's contact details. So this should all be listed on the charity's register.
Okay.
Yeah, and it isn't, or it doesn't appear to be. I mean, Mr. Bow, if you're out there and you know that it is listed on the charity's register, please let us know, and we will obviously retract everything we've said. But
absolutely.
I can't find it.
And I'm, it doesn't matter what side of, like I said, any political fence you sit. When somebody, at least it appears to be, doing what this appears to be doing, it's got to be called out, right? Because well-meaning people give money to these sorts of things. And as you can see, £12,000 is no small chunk of change.
No, it's not.
But we don't know what it's for. All we've got here is a helpline. What does that even do?
I know. It's yeah, it's a bit disturbing.
So, what I want to know is this: is claiming to have a charity and raising money off the back of that claim illegal? I want to know that. Can we find that out, Adam?
Well, if you haven't got a register, if you haven't registered your charity, then it is illegal. What you're doing is not a charity, so you have to pay tax on it. It's effectively an income. It's going somewhere. So, he will not have been paying income tax on that.
Well, I mean, is there a grey area here because it's just giving he's using? So it's a donation.
No, because he's collecting money on the guise of it being a charity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I conferred with one of my former colleagues this afternoon, and she was also in agreement that this is in effect fraud. If you're collecting money as a charity when you're not a charity, that is fraudulent.
That's really, really upsetting, actually. It's upsetting to me that this is happening, because all we've got, like I say, is this clip art photo, a phone line, and nothing else. And there's no transparency from John. There's none.
Yeah, it's a bit worrying, certainly.
The code of fundraising practice Adam has there. Could you read that to us, please?
Yep, the code of fundraising practice sets the standards that apply to the fundraising carried out by all charitable institutions and third-party fundraisers in the UK. It replaces the previous code, rulebooks and legal appendices. Recommendations on changes to the code are made by the Fundraising Regulators Standards Committee in consultation with our stakeholders. So basically, this is the standard for raising funds. And, this is for charities. This is not for companies or for individuals. And the problem with websites like Just Giving and Patreon and things like that, it does have to be declared as an income at some point. So
if you actually make an income from it, yeah.
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
and obviously if you go above a certain level,
yeah.
Then and the trouble is it shouldn't be going to an individual unless it's declared as going to an individual, and then it's fine. If it's going to a company, then it needs to be declared as going to the company, and if it's a charity, then it needs to be declared as going to the charity, and you need to have a code of fundraising practice like this one.
Yep.
Well, because the goal on that Just Giving page is £1 million. It's £1 million. He wants £1 million from the the freedom anti-lockdown movement, because they're the people he is targeting with this specifically.
Yes.
And I've not got a problem with anybody sending their money wherever they want to send it. They can send their money wherever they want to send it. But what I want to know is, what I want to be sure of, is that they are sending money to where they say they are, because I've actually spoken to some people who are not one. They're thinking the same thing here.
Yeah, and the thing that worries me also is that, and you see this all the time, the people who donate money, in many occasions, are the ones who are least well placed to actually make the donations.
Yes.
They seem to be the most generous on occasion, and especially to charities.
Do you know what?
Again, this isn't a charity. That's the problem.
So Shalini has a question in the chat here. She says, has people other than yourselves challenged him on Twitter about this? The answer is yes. Adam, if you want to go and look through some of his comments, you'll find it.
Yes.
Right?
We'll click on the pinned tweet.
Right, okay.
Because there's bound... I mean, I haven't looked at this before. I've got no knowledge of what is there, so we're just going to read through a few.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you for setting this up.
Yep.
Which is fair enough. And then we've got, all the trolls commenting below, we see you. So somebody's obviously noticed that there are trolls there asking questions.
Oh, that'll be us. We'll be trolls now as well.
There we go, look. There's the first one, look. Charity Commission. Is a non-registered charity really allowed to do this?
Any responses there?
Well, there is no such thing as a non-registered charity.
Trolls out
in force today.
Well, I don't think it's trolling.
We just want people to operate within the charity rules.
Well, what we want people to be is transparent.
Yeah.
Well, if you've got a charity, have a charity. If you say you're collecting for a charity, collect for a charity.
Hold on, go back up there.
And it's not like
do you really think the government can be trusted? So somebody
it doesn't take 3 months to set up a charity.
No, and like I said, what people need to understand is this: we support what John is saying he's doing here. We fully support it.
Mm-hmm.
What we are worried about is whether or not he is doing what he says he's doing.
Well, there's also that, or if he is doing what he says he's doing, he could go into a lot of trouble now.
Yeah, and we don't want him getting into a lot of trouble because we support what he's doing, or what he purports to be doing.
Yeah, And we've reached out to him on a couple of occasions individually, and he hasn't replied to us.
We just want it all to be above board.
There is an NFT collector and crypto account there, donating a little bit to John, and somebody saying, "Oh, that's nice. That will help him with his retirement."
Yeah, because
Well, see, so some people are skeptical, from the word go, I would think.
Oh my God, people have actually given this grifter 12k. It's not even a registered charity. No wonder he's drip feeding his audience promises of a big reveal to keep the pounds dripping in. Shame on him. False hope to vax injured.
See, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, well, that's there's no sugarcoating that one.
No.
Tell us what you really think there,
Look.
guy.
Oh, that phone number doesn't work. It doesn't
Somebody's
go
called.
anywhere.
No one ever answers the phone, John. It's nearly 2 years since I had the vax. I haven't got long. Please get someone to answer.
Well,
I need help.
Look at the one below. Look at the one below. That phone number doesn't work.
Yeah.
Scroll it down so we can see
Website is
it.
a month past the deadline. Can't find information on the charity. Is this legit, John, or more illusion?
Someone says, respectfully disagree. I phoned and spoke to Anne, who didn't seem interested in my story of how the treatments prevented me from being very sick once I contracted croup.
So we got an anti-troll there, an anti-troll.
Oh my God.
Do you get grift aid on your donations?
Oh good God.
There's somebody with a sore back and sore legs there.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's illegal to promote a charity without showing your charity registration number, which isn't on your website. Wouldn't want people to think it is a scam. That is the problem, because John
is the problem.
You could get in a lot of trouble for this, John. Right? And if you are doing what you say you are doing, we support it. We support it.
Well, he needs to be open and transparent about it, and the problem he could get, where he could get into trouble, is if he doesn't declare this as taxable income to himself or to a company.
Yeah.
But
he'll never be able to get that money. He'll never be able to take the money out.
It doesn't matter if he declares it or not. He's gained it under false pretense at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's illegal.
It's a problem.
That's the big problem. It doesn't matter if he pays tax on it or not. He shouldn't have it.
Well,
because he has asked for money for a charity that does not exist. That's fraudulent.
If we give money to this Just Giving, does it immediately give it to John Bow?
But it doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter. He is fundraising on the basis of a charity that does not exist.
Yeah.
Right?
You're right.
That's fraudulent.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because, like I said, he has been challenged on this many, many times.
See, what he could be planning to do, Ben and John, is he could go away, set up this charity in the meantime, and then deposit the money from this Just Giving account into that account.
Yeah, but still,
that might be the way around it.
It's not the way around it, because that's illegal.
because what he has been doing for the last 3 months is saying he has this charity.
Yes.
Right? He's been calling it a charity. Charity's in the name. He's been on GB News and called it a charity.
Yeah.
And it's not.
And it's him. It's not. He's not the front for anyone. He's quite specifically said it is solely him that set it up and started it, right? And so it's not as if he can turn around and go, "A big boy did it and ran away."
I am raising money to finance the running of a charity.
So
and that whole statement, that first sentence, it just says, "I am breaking the law." That's what that sentence says.
See, he hasn't specified the name of the charity. It's just a charity.
Oh no, he did. The charity is called, in his words exactly, and he's on video of saying this. Maybe Ben, you could find that. He is calling it Charity Organisation for the Thingy Injured.
Yeah.
For the vaccine injured. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can find that then. If there's any way we can discover where that charity is.
We've been looking.
I don't know.
I've been looking for 4 hours and I can't find it. So hey, knock yourself out.
We have been looking, and if you want to keep looking, please do, because like I said, Well, Vaughan says he's not breaking the law if he pays tax on it. Yes, he is.
No, he is breaking the law, Vaughn.
Yes, he is.
He has raised money on the basis of a charity that doesn't exist. That's illegal.
It's fraud, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think action fraud.
You might as well take the container round the pub, right? Ask people for donations, right, for a charity that doesn't exist, and then see if you broke the law or not. Because that's exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what's happening here, right? He's maybe got a Salvation Army tin. He's gone round the pub and he said, yeah, that's in for the Salvation Army, right? And then he's gone out and taken the money. That's fraud.
Yes. People are saying it's a good job he's not with PayPal.
Oh my god.
It won't matter who he's with. That's the problem.
There's somebody asking what we've asked. What is your registered charity number?
Exactly.
And that was on September 12th. That was 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And he's not responded.
Still not a registered charity.
Yeah.
So I'm on the Action Fraud website here, and I've got an article called Charity Donation Fraud. Should we have a quick read through it? I'll read
if you want, yeah.
It says, unfortunately, fraudsters may take advantage of our generosity when giving to charity. They may claim to be raising money for a fake charity or impersonate a well-known charity. Most fundraising appeals are genuine, so the risk of fraud should not put you off giving to charities. However, you should be vigilant and make sure you are giving safely to legitimate organisations. And once again, we support the cause he purports to be. Yes.
If that's the cause that he's actually trying to raise money for, yes, we support that. But you've got to do it the right way. You've got to be transparent to people.
Yeah. So
if we look at the dates.
Hold on. Are you going to carry on, Ben?
Yeah. Well, Adam, give us your dates and then I'll carry on.
Yeah. At the this one here, September the 1st, he was up to £12,448. So since September 1st, he has earned
less than 200.
Less than 200 quid.
Yeah,
right.
we'll say 200 quid.
So what this tells me is people are wondering.
Tailing off, yeah.
So I'll continue with this anyways.
Right.
The Fundraising Regulator and Charity Commission for England and Wales advise you to pause and check before donating. This includes 1. Check the charity name and registration number at UK/check charity.
Yep.
2. Look out for the, and then it says blank, I think there used to be a word there that's not there anymore. 3. Also, check the Fundraising Regulator's online directory to see if a charity has committed to good fundraising practice. 4. If you're still unsure about giving, always ask the organisation for more information. Legitimate causes will be happy to respond and answer your question.
We've done 2 of them anyway, 3 of them I think, yeah.
And many others we can see have as well.
Not had any replies.
Yeah,
so you got anything on that? How many hits you got?
On what?
Adam, how many hits you got on that phrase?
I can't see anything there. There's the Injured Jockeys Fund.
No, yeah, I know. I mean, I'm just asking how many hits are on that phrase, because I did that earlier and got 12 hits.
Well,
none of them were related.
Showing results 1 to 25, and it doesn't look like any of them are related. And these are all GB registered charities.
Yeah, and they're all earlier in date as well.
And this is where it would be as well, even if they were inactive, because the inactive ones are the red ones here.
Yeah.
So Spencer makes a point in the chat here saying, I find it difficult to believe that Just Giving don't have lawyers that preventive fundraising for charities that aren't registered. Doesn't them facilitating the collection of monies make them partially culpable?
No, I don't think so, because they'll be claiming they're a platform.
Yeah.
They won't be vetting everyone that's collecting money.
No, you don't have to be a charity, do you, to set up a Just
Giving?
No,
you don't. You can set it up for funerals and to help out people that have been stabbed or whatever. You know. So yeah, I don't think Just Giving have got any fault here.
No,
they're just a conduit, you know.
Yeah, and like I said, and I'm going to keep repeating this because this is a real shame. What we're doing here is a real shame, but, and there is a but, until we see that this is completely above board, people should not, in my opinion, give money to it.
No, I think we should wait until we've either had word from John that it is above board and he can provide us with the registered charity number
Yep.
and the name, and then we would wholeheartedly endorse people subscribing to
Absolutely.
the charity. But as it stands just now, we could not in good conscience ask anyone to continue donating to this fund.
No.
See, look at Janice here. She's saying, why does it cost £1 million just to set up a charity? Have you done any of the steps the Charity Commission recommends before asking for money? Or have you gone straight to asking for money? Check if setting up a charity is right for you. Check you're eligible. Find the trustees.
Yeah.
Find out how to choose a charity structure. Choose a name for your charity, decide and write your charity's purposes, create a governing document, and that's the important bit. Make sure you meet the public benefit requirements.
And you know what? I actually do think that a charity doing what John says he is doing would indeed meet the public benefit requirements.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. But you've got to put that stuff in place before you start asking for money.
Yeah, you do. You really do. And it's... I know the dude's 72 years old, right? I know the dude's 72 years old.
Yeah, but what does that matter? Are you ageist?
No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is, well, look at Joe Biden.
No, but the difference is Joe Biden is mentally ill.
Yes. Yes. So Vaughan asks in the chat, so if I set up a Just Giving to buy my new car, do I have to register the Buying Vaughan a New Car charity?
No, it's not a charity.
No.
You're not asking for money for a charity. You're asking for money to buy yourself a new car. You can do that. If people want to donate to you and are stupid enough to do so, then crack on, mate.
Do you know what? You can set up a Just Giving, a GoFundMe.
But if you did, if you did, Vaughan, set up a charity saying, buy Vaughan a new car charity, then yes, you would be breaking the law, and yes, you would be committing fraud.
Yeah. So, what you want to do is you just simply want to put Vaughan wants a new car. Please donate.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And
if it's below a certain amount, you don't pay taxation on donations.
No, you don't. Yeah. Adam?
Yes. Interestingly, John Bow named James Melville as a signature to the charity.
So can you scroll up to that so that we can see what John Bow did say?
Yeah, let's see if we can find that.
So before we get
he did this today, did you say?
No. So,
no.
Let's have a look to see what he's actually said.
Yeah, so because we obviously, once again, we need to be making sure we do all of our due diligence, and we've been doing this all day, right? We've been doing this all day, and like John said, at this particular point in time, we cannot in good conscience endorse this as a charity, and we cannot in good conscience say that we know where your money's going.
I don't understand what's going on in Vaughan's head here, right?
He thinks he's going to get a new car.
I know, he thinks people are going to give him money to go and get a new car. Bloody hell, it took Ben 10 days of pleading to get a new computer. And that was nowhere near the cost of a new car.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got a point there.
See, I can't see anything here where John Bow has specified Melville as being part of this.
Well, you can't, because there's no registered charity. That's the problem.
No, that's right. And we can't. See, it's libelous, isn't it, if we go too far?
What's libelous?
If we specify...
Well, go back to
it's only libelous if it's wrong.
Yeah.
Go back to that Rob tweet that you had. Right?
Sorry, Ben, say that again.
You go back to that tweet that you had that was mentioning James Melville.
Let's find that again. That was from his pinned tweet, wasn't it? Right at the beginning. So let's go into this one.
Right.
Scroll down.
Whilst you're doing that, John, your big screen for everybody.
Why?
Because they love your beautiful face, John. It's so beautiful.
Anyway, if you want to give money, right, to people that deserve it, maybe you should consider giving money to us, because we're not a charity. The money will be spent by us on living, right?
Not just living, but keeping the electric on.
All right, you just carry on.
No, you carry on.
No, fuck on you go.
Your big screen again.
No, on you go. It's too late. Too late. Throw my toys out with the pram. On you go.
You've ruined his flow, Ben.
Stole my thunder. Yep, he's always stealing my wind. He's a
There we
wind
go, look.
stealer.
This
Right.
is an
John's on
unknown
big screen.
account.
It doesn't matter. Switch it to Adam.
We'll come back to John and we'll let him do it again in a minute.
James Melville, as supporting this, can you please confirm what you need £1 million for? John Bow actor doesn't reply, but has named you as a signature to his charity.
So that's hearsay.
Yes,
there's nothing. There's nothing there.
It is. And then he goes on, this other account, Sherlock here, goes on to say, I mean, these are obviously just trolls, aren't they?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, who cares? You know, they're just stirring things, but they're asking a relevant question. That's the problem.
They are, and this is the problem. Because he's not been transparent and honest, people will ask questions that are going to lead to assumptions that are going to damage him.
Well, the thing is, on that question there for transparency, how much are you paying out of your out of the money that you've raised? How much are you paying yourself? Well, that would be in your document. You know, that you would have to create when you created your charity.
Yeah.
And this is the part that we're still hitting up against. You need a charity.
You don't have one, Mr. Bow, by the looks of things. You don't have a charity.
There we go. You are not a charity, John.
Yeah.
So Charity Commission on Policy on Names. If your company isn't a charity, you need Charity Commission permission to use the words charity, charities, charities, or charitable, known as sensitive words in its name. You're not a charity, John. And we are doing this because we don't want you to get in trouble, because we actually agree with you. People that you're trying to help need help.
Yeah, yeah. See, this is the problem, and it seems to me that you will get into trouble.
Yeah, you may end up on the wrong side of the bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wrong side of the law. And anyway, speaking of that, we'll try and stay on the correct side of the law if you fund us, because we will spend the money, as we detail, on ourselves, on keeping the electric on, providing you with a quality show every day, near enough, apart from weekends. So yeah, we don't purport to be giving it away to anyone else. It will stay firmly in-house and be spent by us. So thank you.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
I think he might be Vaughn if he doesn't buck up his ideals rather quickly.
See, the thing is, we don't even, between the three of us, right? Between the three of us, there isn't even £100 a month coming into Chasing Dissent.
Yeah, there isn't.
There isn't. So that's less than £100 a month between three people. That's less than 30. There's less than £33.33. Oh, that number.
It's like if you work out right how much you're getting paid an hour.
Oh God.
It's like I think I'm actually paying money to work.
We are paying money to do this. We are. Right? We are paying. I mean, just the electric bill for this studio is probably £20-odd a week at the very least.
You're right. We're at a loss at the moment.
Yeah, we are. But
so
you know what?
We're not paying tax because we're at a loss.
We don't own a company, John.
No, we don't, mate.
We don't. But if we get into a position where we can make an income from this, we will register a company. Everything will be transparent. People will be able to see our accounts. Yep. Nothing will ever be hidden, because we're not doing that. We're trying to carry on.
No, carry on.
Sorry. No.
I think that's a show. I think we've done enough.
You think?
Yeah, I do. It's late. I think we've done it. Yeah, we'll give it a try tomorrow afternoon, I think.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m.
You give it a shot, Vaughn, and let us know how it went.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, are we going to plan to call him tomorrow then?
Yeah, we could do.
We could get John to give the old charity commission a call. The charity commission, sorry, the John Bow charity could give them.
I tell you, if it's one of those like charge you a fortune numbers, I'll not be happy.
Well, it says standard rate.
Yeah, I know it says standard rate, but he also said it's a charity.
That's true.
That's true.
So okay, I'm with you then. I think we will call this tonight. And yes, it's been a relatively short show, but we had to do this, right?
It's been 45. It's been over 45 minutes.
Yeah, but we had to do this because we hope that if anybody watches this, what they take from it is that things like this need to be transparent, right?
Yeah.
Because he's raised £12,000. He's asking for $1 million, and he's not saying anything about where this money has gone, what it's been used for. All we've got is a phone number and a clip art picture on a website.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, John, with that, do your thing.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you all for attending this special edition of After Dark with myself, Adam, and Ben.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. May your God go with you.
God? What's a god?
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me, and it's good night from him. Good night. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Stop playing with my bust!
Good night, everybody.
Good night, children. Good night, Daddy.
You're a what?
A pianist!
Mwah! Good night, everybody.
You have been a delightful audience to talk. Good night. Thank you.
Oh, my bottom hurts. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Kim Bob.
Oh, I did love that hamster so. I took it into bed with me every night, you know.
Good night, everybody.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to go now. I've been standing here for a very long time. I think the end of the show must have come and gone.
There you go. That's our solar system. You forgot Uranus. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. You've been very nice to work to.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.